Hey, how you doing? I'm Tommy Maloney, DIY Do-It-Yourself Guru, and I'd like to thank you for participating in our ongoing YouTube series in which we provide specific steps on how to handle any DIY home improvement project. As always, I'm joined by my right-hand man, my brother-in-law, Merle. Say hello to the fans, Merle. The topic of today's DIY extrapolation is how to replace a toilet. This project expiated next door on Super Bowl Sunday at the home of Dominic Silvio and his family, which includes his mother-in-law, Valentina. You might remember last year, Valentina banned us from their annual Super Bowl blowout over a little mishap with a sheetrock repair. I mean, it wasn't our fault, We knew what we were doing. It was just a little mistake, Things happen. But me and Merle later cleaned the gutters and got back on our good side. So anyway, we're at the Silvio's house on Super Bowl Sunday, watching the game on his big screen TV. It's halftime, and the Chiefs and the 49ers were tied at 10. I'd taken some action on the Chiefs with a 5-point spread. But then Valentina stormed into the room, regurgitating a bunch of vulgarities at Dominic because he stopped up the toilet. And naturally, she turns to me and Merle, the DIY experts, to fix it. We went into the bathroom, and it was freaking disgusting. I tell you, me and Merle, we tried every trick in the plumber's book to unstop the commode. We used a plunger, we used an auger, a golf club, and even compressed air, and that made a bigger mess of things. So I tells Merle, take a hammer and tap the bowl a little bit to draw the blockage loose. So Merle takes the hammer to the toilet, and boom. I don't know what kind of crap they're making this bathroom fixtures out of these days, but that porcelain commode cracked open like an eggshell. What a mess. So then we had to go down to see Benny at the hardware store for a new toilet. We loaded up the new fixture and hauled it back to Dominic's. But before we installed a new one, we had to remove the old one. And thanks to Benny, who failed to tell us you got to drain the tank on the old one first, we flooded the bathroom. Next, we had to remove the bolts that hold the toilet down to the flange. Well, whoever invented those flange bolts was a moron, because you can't get a pair of pliers to turn them around. They just keep spinning around in circles. Well, we finally figured that out. We got the bolts out, and we removed the toilet. But now came the worst part. Underneath the toilet, there's this round, disgusting, gummy sailor thing. What do they call that, Merle?
A wax ring.
Yeah, that's right. A wax ring. Oy. Ladies and gentlemen, that wax ring was the most disgusting job Merle ever had to do. And it didn't have anything to scrape the old wax ring off the flange. So I grabbed a spoon from the lasagna dish. Well, after that, everything went pretty easy. We installed the new toilet, and Valentina came out of the kitchen to inspect the job. First thing she sees is a spoon covered in nasty gunk laying next to the toilet. And Maron, that woman went batso. Her face turned beet red and her eyes bugged out of her head. Personally, I don't see what the big deal was. I mean, a little soap and water, and you clean the thing up. Be as good as new. I don't know that I'd use it, but who's going to know? You know what I'm saying? Valentina went apoplectical. She grabbed the lid off the old toilet tank and swung it at Dominic. Unfortunately for Merle, Dominic ducked, and she busted the lid right over Merle's head. Show him your head, Merle. Ouch, that had to hurt, Merle. Poor guy. Show him the lid, too, Merle. Let's take a look at that lid. We just happen to have the broken lid. Look at that thing. Maron. Ay. That's tough. So once again, Valentina threw me and Merle out of the house, and we had to watch the second half of the game down by the Velvet Lounge. That wasn't too bad, except that the guys complained about the way we smelled. Personally, I didn't notice nothing, but we smelled fine. The good news was the Chiefs won, and I made a chunk of change on my sports book. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here's the bottom line. If you're thinking about replacing your toilet, my advice is very simple. Don't do it. Call a contractor, call a plumber. Don't do it. Once again, we'd like to thank you for participating in our ongoing YouTube series in which Merle and me provide specific steps on how to handle any DIY home improvement project. Thank you, and be safe out there.